I don't often turn slabs of firewood into workable project wood, primarily because, I mean, we do have a sawmill out at the farm, and I don't often need to. But this Christmas tree bizarre craft thing that we're going to right now requires the production of a fair number of our little projects. And those little projects, especially the Christmas tree projects, they just eat up a lot of wood, you know, about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch thick and maybe 4 or 5 inches wide. And when you've taken and sawn lumber to 1/2 by 4 inches or 3/4 by 4 inches, it's a waste to go ahead and whack it up into little chunks like that. And yeah, why not use some firewood? On the offhand chance that I actually do go out and turn firewood into lumber, this is how I do it. Right here on the jointer. At least that's my first step. I begin with logs that are already as flat as I can get them, and I'll often take the hatchet and just sort of level it out as best I can. I'm then going to run across the jointer here, this is my 6-inch Atlas, until I get one smooth flat surface. I'll then orient that flat surface against the fence to get myself a flat square surface here. Once you have two faces, well, then you can just go to the table saw and it's easy from that point on. But getting those two faces, it can be problematic, but not with the joiner. Eyes and ears on this one, and it's going to be loud because the camera is sitting almost on top of the dust collector. So I apologize for that. You can really see how fast this actually goes. I've already got a flat, smooth surface from here down. I'm only missing this one corner right here. And you could just lift the joiner and take larger passes, or typically, so I don't work the machines too hard, I just take a lot of little ones. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, then we'll orient it to go against the fence. And that's all it took. I didn't cut a single pass out. I sped them up, but I didn't cut a single pass out. So that isn't very difficult. Now, I need to hold it up against that fence and come across. Now this board is going to hit here and here. And so rather than having it grind down and jam against this edge, I'll actually start the board in the middle and take it off. And what that'll do is it'll nip this edge here straight, and then we can make one continuous pass. By doing that, by coming back and doing just this edge, it's the fastest way to get a straight edge. And then now I'll run it through and it'll go the whole length, because as you can see, we're touching all the way through to here. I also choked up the throat because I don't really need that much blade spinning around in front of me, and as this Atlas doesn't have the swinging guard, you just want to keep your exposure to the blades as small as you can for whatever it is you're doing. Let's fire it up. And there we are. Now we have two 90-degree faces. We'll go to the table saw. This face here will go down. This face will go against the rib. And then I can begin the process of turning this hunk of firewood into a board. Now that we've gotten this far, I'll go ahead and take this top off. It'll take 2 cuts to get through, but that's fine. I'll have to come in and cut up here, and then come in and cut here. But because we now have 3 faces that are square to each other, those cuts, even though they're deep, should line up. And it is just that easy. This is a great way to get your hands on some exotic stuff, especially if you do a lot of small projects like boxes or whatnot. To get to that board right there, which is, gosh, what? A full 2 dimensions by maybe 3 3/4, 4 inches. Just to go from firewood to that board was a few minutes. And if you were going to make jewelry boxes out of it, there you go, buddy. Now you have got book-matched lumber cut from some special tree, maybe. This one was special in that it hit a house, but other than that, it's not overly special. I'm going to go ahead and rip the remainder of it down on the bandsaw. And if you're going to do a lot of deep ripping, that's probably the best. Leaves a lot of score marks you got to pick up, but it's probably the best. But yeah, I highly recommend.